Hello and welcome to my July reading wrap-up. If you see me looking down here, it's because I have the list of all the books I read and my ratings, just so I don't forget the order I read them in or what I rated them. The first book I read in July was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Now, I have read these books multiple times, so this was another reread of it for me, and I gave it 5 stars. This book takes place after the first book, Hunger Games, and it takes place during a quarter quell as well, and things just heat up a lot when we go deeper into how the capital acts towards the districts and see how the capital works more, as Katniss and Peter are touring with the capital since they won the 74th Hunger Games. The next book I read was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Now, I gave this one a 4 star. At first, maybe I was thinking between a 4 and a 5, but it has been a while since I read it, and I think I'm going to land on a 4 or 4.5 star, because it wasn't quite a 5 star. I do think about it every once in a while, but I don't think about it ever, and it isn't changed my life. But I would recommend it. It's a really cute YA romance about this girl in her senior year. She is obsessed with rom-com movies, and she really wants her rom-com moment in it. Now, I will say, a trigger warning for grief and her dealing with the death of her mother. I think that might be a reason why, as well as to why I lowered it a bit, is I'm going through a big amount of grief right now, and this book brought it up. I had to put the book down a couple of times because I just got too upset. But other than that, it was so cute and so fun. I loved the banter in this book and the prose as well. It was phenomenal. Especially if you want like a short, easy, fun romance, that's the book you should go for. The next book I finished was Mockingjay. Now, this one is indeed also a 5 star. I already the whole series a 5 star plus the new one, just in case you guys didn't know. This again was another reread of mine. The epilogue is everything. I love it so much. This book has my favorite epilogue of all time, and it just wraps things together so nicely. And the very last line in the book, girl, don't get me started on that. Now, I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen the films or haven't read it, but this book is just so sad, yet so fulfilling at the same time. It's hard to explain it, but I just love it so much, and this series is so near and dear to my heart, and it just means a lot to me. The next book I read was The Runaway Jury by Josh Grisham. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'll put it up if I mispronounce the name. I gave this one a 2.5. It wasn't bad. It was okay. I wouldn't recommend it to most people because I feel like you have to have a very particular interest to enjoy the book. I enjoyed the book, but I also sadly saw online that this is one of his worst rated books. He has a lot of books, and this is the first one of his that I've read. But my friend recommended me one of his that she absolutely loved, so I'm going to try and read that one soon. Again, it wasn't terrible. It was just, I felt like it was a lot longer than it was supposed to be. It had a whole bunch of side plots, but the side plots really wasn't needed. And like the big break in it wasn't really a big break. You could kind of see it coming, and then the plot twist in it didn't really make sense, and it was like, oh, okay, so why did we do all of that for no reason? Why did we go so into detail about other things? And I don't know, the book was kind of all over the place, but not at the same time. I really loved it. I loved all of the legal jargon in it. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. This book is about a case with the tobacco industry on it causing cancer. Yeah, it was good. I'll probably read another one of his books. It's just not, this book just isn't for everyone, but I did enjoy it. Next is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I probably butchered that, but this book was cute. I gave this book 3 stars. Now, the reasoning is, I don't know if it's because it was translated or the culture differences between the language it was written in and then it translated into English. The writing felt very surface level and not very deep until at least at the end for me personally. I didn't feel much connection to all the characters. I felt like it was very simple, easy, short sentences, and there was like nothing deep to it. That factor did make it really easy to read. It was really cute. I cried at the end. It was very nice. It just didn't touch me the way I thought it would. Like all the reviews, I think I just went into it expecting a whole bunch, and maybe I shouldn't have, but this book was so cute. I will definitely read more of his books. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you the plot of the book. It's this cafe that has a, what's it called? Has a legend that if you go into it, you can time travel. But you can only time travel if you sit in a particular chair and you can't let your coffee get cold. I believe you follow 4 different people in their journey of traveling back in time and doing what they want to do. But it's really cute, nice short read. There's a whole bunch of like little short stories with the same premise in it. Of course, it's just different characters, but it was cute. Hello, it is editing Erin. I realized that I forgot a book, even though I wrote it down. Who knew? So, the next book I read before the coffee gets cold was An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Now, my cousin and I started reading John Green books like a year or 2 ago, and our goal is to try and read all of them. So this is fun. This is another book I read in the book club I'm in. We read The Runaway Jury and Abundance of Catherines that month. Anyways, I gave this one a 3.5. See, I remember without the list. Who knew? So, this book was cute. I think it was his most off the road for him, because after reading quite a few books, you begin to realize his plot is just guy, girl. Guy really wants girl. Girl disappears or girl dies. This one follows that same plot in a way. It's about this kid. He has had 18 girlfriends, and all of them are named Catherine. And just going through all of his relationships with these different Catherines and how he gets over them to be his own person, because he's graduating soonish and he'll be going to college, and him and his best friend, who's already graduated, travel throughout the summer to get over his heartbreak of losing all of these Catherines. And it was just really cool, really fun, really lighthearted book. And I would recommend it. It was so fun to read. I always look forward to reading it for a book club. Anyways, yeah. I forgot to bring this book with me outside, but the last book I read was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I gave this one, guess, 5 stars. This one is 5 stars, differently than the other ones are. The other ones are 5 stars because they meant a lot to me. They're one of the books that really got me into reading when I was little, and I read the books and went and seen the movies as I've grown up, so they're very near and dear to my heart, as I said before. But this book was so different, and I say this book kind of teetered on adult rather than YA, just because of how it was written and how it explained things. At least that's just how I feel in it. And I really loved the layout of this book and the separations between the parts, and just how it went in on Coriolanus, and it was kind of his villain origin story, I would say, of why he became just how hateful he is, even though he was kind of born hateful because he was just rude and nasty to everyone that wasn't rich, even though he wasn't rich at that point. But anyways, that book was really good. You follow Coriolanus and him being a mentor for the 10th Hunger Games, and Dr. Gall was trying to get the Hunger Games to be more popular and have more capital people interested in it. And so the mentors and the professors work on getting it more interesting for the audience. And it was just really cool seeing the evolution of the Hunger Games between the 10th one and then the 74th one. And I am so excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. Haymitch is my favorite character. I want to hug him so hard and so much. I love that man. Anyways, sorry about my outburst. So those are the 7 books that I read in July. I hope you guys enjoyed this cute short video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy reading!